What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. Just trying to make sure if I had the top light on. Felt like I was a little darker. Whatever, that's fine. We can be a little darker. Okay, I know this just came out, so I'm trying to hop on it right away. Looks like this is an interview or an appearance on podcast, Rap Radar podcast by YoungBoy. This says it was put out by this channel 3 hours ago. Hang on one second. You're going to see a cut. My wife's just calling me, so I'm just going to check. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, how did Zane go down?
Very easy. He's asleep.
Oh, good. My mom wanted to know if you wanted pho.
Sure, but you guys aren't going to, like, take super long before you come home, right?
No.
Okay.
You want banh mi?
Yeah, I guess I could eat it later.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We'll just go there and
Okay.
then come home.
Okay, love
Okay,
you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so podcast, Rap Radar, YoungBoy. Let's check it out. It's a long one.
Yeah, it's Rap Radar Podcast. Elliot
This
Wilson.
is B-Dot.
Yeah, this is on video, man.
Yeah, we on video. I feel like the Young Guns in the No Better Love video, man.
The Ask Lord movement has finally been answered, man. This is gonna be Rap Radar Podcast. This is a video edition, man.
Yes.
Special on the Interval Presents YouTube channel. Where are we, B-Dot, man? What are we up to today, man?
We are in the great state of Utah talking to the most prolific artist in the game, one of the most streamed artists, NBA YoungBoy.
Ooh, y'all boys in there. It's his
YoungBoy's
crib.
here.
He invited us. Can you believe it?
Do they not normally? I'm not super familiar with this podcast, to be honest. I didn't listen to many podcasts. The only one that I really listened to died out very quickly and ended in a beef. That was the Royce and Lupe show. So the Royce and Lupe podcast. So, anyways, okay, let's keep going.
He invited us. Can you believe it?
Can't believe
Exclusive conversation, man. Shout out to Billboard. They did that thing, but it's about for him sitting down with the culture and really letting him know the mind state he's into right now. And I'm excited, man. You ready to get in there?
I'm excited. I've never been to Utah, man. I never met YoungBoy, so this is going to be an exciting experience. I'm
It's
excited.
cold,
Let's get
man.
it.
It's cold. And you know, it's YoungBoy. Don't get scared, B-Dot. YoungBoy has a lot of fans, man. They're going to be watching this, man. We got to do a good job, right?
All right,
Hey,
well,
man.
It's cold
Yeah.
out here. Let's go heat up.
Listen, I've experienced that firsthand. YoungBoy's got a lot of fans, got a lot of hardcore fans. But you know what? I've had a really good experience so far. You guys have been super welcoming and super supportive. So don't be afraid, guys. It's a good fan base.
Inside, man. Let's do it.
Let's get into it, man. Rap Radar Podcast, yeah.
Hey man, we in Utah for the man himself, man. YoungBoy, how you doing, sir?
I'm cool.
Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely, man.
This is a beautiful place, man. I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, people could say, well, this is a trial and tribulation you got to deal with, but I think you made the best of it. Like, it just feels like this home just feels very, like, you know, warm and just like a dope place. Like, can you talk about why this is like work for you is like your home right now?
It's just peaceful. Not too many people. Ain't too much to really get off into.
That's a hell of a view right there, too, right there.
It's a long way from Avenue J apartments, right?
For sure, for sure.
Or you said in Billboard, like just being out here is like the best thing that ever happened to you, right? You love the serenity and just the peacefulness of it.
I love like the weather too.
You like the cold weather? Because in BR, where you're from, in Baton Rouge, it doesn't get snow and stuff like that, does it?
I don't really like it as much. Like I ain't really used to it. But I just like seeing the difference.
Right.
Mm.
So all the
I want to say right away, he still seems like super timid, which a lot of you said, like he's, you know, that is more of like his actual personality and the music helps him bring out. He said that in another interview, but the music helps him feel powerful, feel different, right? Like untouchable. But he seems very timid. I will say the difference between this and the Billboard interview. In the Billboard interview, like his voice was super, super shaky. And I know a bunch of people maybe didn't like that I was saying that. So I saw a number of comments that were saying, oh, it's cold in Utah. It's cold in Utah. Yes, it's very cold in Utah. I live in Canada, so I know what it's like when it's when it's super cold. I think the scene when he was in the garage, because I went back and watched it again, the scene when he was in the garage, he wasn't talking about like a serious topic then, and his voice was shaky. So in that moment, I do believe that it was because of the cold. But when he was sitting inside his house like this, and obviously his house is going to be temperature controlled. He's one of the richest people, you know, in the game, and like he's not going to have a unheat controlled or temperature controlled house. So I think when he was sitting in his house, it was because he was getting emotional because of the stuff that they were specifically talking about. But we're not at that point right now. He sounds fine. He just sounds timid. So let's keep going.
The difference.
Right.
Mm.
So out of all the places in America you had to choose, you chose Utah. Right. Did you feel like was it like an adjustment for you, like when you first came out here?
No, because I wasn't really looking to fit in or to get off into nothing. I just wanted somewhere to go.
Far from Baton Rouge. Right. Do you miss Baton Rouge a little bit? No. As far as music goes, like how have you been how's the process been different, like working out here than back home?
I don't know. I really just go out the moment that I'm in. I think the music could be better though if I was just out moving around, experiencing more. It ain't really about nothing. It's still the same.
Gotcha.
What made you turn it up on your neighbors, man, with that Black video and creating a party out here?
I had actually asked the neighbor. I asked one of my neighbors. I should have asked the other one though. It was just something creative that was brought to me.
Are the neighbors nicer out here?
They cool. They don't bother me.
But you definitely, you just haven't at all ventured out. Like, you pretty much stay on your home base at all times. And the cars ain't been touched. You got, like, an amazing car collection. They just sitting in the garage.
Yeah. I don't really know how the neighborhood look or nothing.
It's pretty crazy. Like, a couple of things I just want to point out there. I'll try not to stop too much, but when he said that he asked him if it was an adjustment, he's like, no, it's not an adjustment because I wasn't trying to get into anything here. So it just seems like he's just trying to get to a place where he could get away from everything. He says he doesn't miss Baton Rouge. Yeah, okay. And like, crazy to hear him say, like, obviously he has no choice, but like, imagine that he's like, he says he lives in this place. He's been there for well over a year now. And he's like, well, I don't really know what the neighborhood looks like. Imagine that. That's crazy.
What about, it's like to get here, it's a lot of restrictions, right? But what about your family? Is it easier for them to come see you and visit you and your friends?
Nah, they gotta go through the same.
Oh, the same procedure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Children's Advil relieves fever
I wonder
fast,
what,
so there's less of this.
Oh, we were supposed to go to space today.
I wonder what the procedure is. Let's see if they say that.
But you built a whole new foundation, man. You recently got married, and has two, like, what inspired that to like settle down and get married and move in that direction?
I always wanted to, and the woman I'm with made me actually want to rush.
That's how it works, brother. That's how it works. You gotta get the right one, man. That's how it works, right? Did you do like limited in the home? Did you do like a big kind of ceremony kind of thing, or just kept it real low key?
Low key.
You had the kids involved too? Oh, okay. In a previous interview I saw you did with like Angela Yee, you said that, you never felt that kind of love, from your grandmother. Did you feel like your partner gave you that, fill that void for you?
I feel like she do a lot for me, bro.
Do you think that that's because, obviously you've sort of been real reflective of like...
So you notice how he wouldn't say that it replaced that love that he lost from his grandma, because I think it's that was a very special thing to him. Especially we feel it because he mentions it so much in so many songs, and I barely listened to a fraction of his catalog. There's probably even more, but notice he didn't say that she replaced that love or was able to match that. He just said, I feel like she does a lot for me, right? Like, that's what he said.
The kind of music you make and the content you make and, your responsibility to that, do you think that sort of like having that stability at home is also a factor in that, of how you're viewing things right now as you grow? Like the fact that, you talked about, maybe looking at the violence you've put in the music and maybe wanting to make some changes with that, right? Do you think that you having a sort of stable home life now with a new wife and being in this great position, does that connect to that in a lot of ways and impact you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it got something to do with it.
Yeah.
I really have to be looking at other like young dudes,
Yeah.
or like some people I'll be talking to. I'll be like, "Oh, your ass really bad. You bad." And I'm gonna still talk in the way I talk, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just watch how I do it though.
Yeah.
I didn't really have no limit at first. I just,
Really? We didn't notice.
yeah.
But you funny. The Billboard thing you said a very interesting story. You said pretty much a lot of it was there's a beautiful picture of your grandma right here in the home, and we know how important she was to you. And you told a story about being in the group home, and then so you were getting sort of bullied and stuff. You said, and that kind of like unleashed the beast, right? Like that sort of showed, a lot of times people end up moving a certain way is because they've been like impacted, a certain way, right? Like in that sort of unleashed a fire inside of you that maybe you didn't even fully know you had, right?
Mm-hmm. There's another story though.
I hope he tells this story. You know what I'm noticing? And I think the Billboard one was like a very edited video that was produced, right? So they edited it to make it seem more interactive with him. But now that we're seeing like kind of a straight sit down session with these guys in a more podcast format, more of that timidness and that shyness is kind of showing up, where he's just kind of, he's not super responsive. He's not super interactive. Like his answers are really short. These two are talking a lot. And he's kind of just giving a little bit back. So maybe he'll open up as we go, but he said there's another story there. Let's see if he talks about it.
You listen to some of that old material, your old stuff?
No, not really.
See, now I wish that this guy would have capitalized on that, because he said, no, there was another story. I would have wanted to know what that other story is. I was also going to say that happens a lot, right? Because it's a survival instinct. Like people think it's just that someone's bad and someone wants to go hurt people. But a lot of times it is survival instinct. It's like, if I don't do this, it's going to be done to me. So I got to make sure I do it so that I'm safe, right?
Mm. There's another story though.
Do you listen to some of that old material?
Come on,
old
man,
stuff?
ask that.
No, not really.
Putting out so much new material. I mean, I guess you don't have the time, right?
It's also crazy to be the dichotomy of like how soft spoken you are, and then when you hear those, especially those early records, just how fired up you are in the booth. Like, what was those sessions like? Do you think that's another side of you that just kind of comes out when it's time to record?
I don't know. There's like the things that been on my mind. That's like the mode. That's what I'm feeling. This is what I venture off to.
Yeah. Last year, man, 2022, you dropped 8 albums, yo. That's crazy. I think that's the most you ever released. Like, was that your plan to flood the market like that?
Not exactly. I think I had got like to a certain number of tapes I had dropped in. I was just like, I'm gonna try to reach 10. So I just kept going.
What was your mind state with that run? You left Atlantic Records, but you went on a crazy run with them for a long time, and it seemed like, people were saying, well, you only obligated to do a certain amount of albums, but you over-delivered, right? You gave them so many projects. Like, can you talk about your mind state with that? That's
just me, though. That's like just my work ethic. It wasn't like a favor. It wasn't nothing just planned. I just dropped music. It brings some type of good feeling to put a tape together and just release it.
What made you leave Atlantic and want this new situation here at Motown?
I left Atlantic because I wanted to experience some more stuff. Or, just try something new. Yeah. See if I could get more out of a label situation. Motown, it just came about. But that ain't actually just my specific label. Like with each tape I could go anywhere on Universal I want to go and drop it.
Oh, you can on your projects. Okay.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's a hell of a deal.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know if I've heard of that before.
That's what happens when you have the catalog that a YoungBoy has.
Yeah.
Right.
So you wanted that versatility in a sense, I guess, right?
Yes.
With I Rest My Case, even though like subject matter to me, it sounds like the album focuses on a lot on love, right? And then you got like these skits sandwiched in between, like top girls, top haters, the Love YB skit. Do you feel like those are real conversations people have when it comes to you and your music?
I think so.
Really?
I think those skits come very close to the conversations.
So you're tapped in. You I'm sure you follow what's going on online, what people say in the streets about YB. Like you're not just oblivious to.
I see a lot of shit. Hey, nah, I do see a lot of shit, bro. But it's a lot I don't see neither, because I ain't really. I see a lot though.
Yeah, you see a lot.
I mean, how can you see everything, right? Like, think about how many people probably react to him or say they don't react to him well, react to him not well. And then there's stuff that won't even be online, just like people hating on him and whatever. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, you definitely tapped in, man.
But you also said that with this album, you almost want to challenge. You know, you're not afraid to challenge your audience, right? Like it's a little bit of a different sound for you, right? Like I see people talking about raging music and these sort of terms. Like, what do you think of that? Was that your intent with the music this time, to be a little different of how you were putting this project together?
Just trying to reach a different audience. My kind of music I make, it became easy to me. So I used to sit there and do it all day, literally. So I just wanted to try something new.
Yeah. See, this is one thing I said, like, you know, we have to do a better job as an audience to understand that that's part of being an artist. Like, we wish, like, all of us probably have a favorite era or a favorite type of music from an artist, and we can't try to trap them in only doing that type. Like, it's going to be boring for him, right? He's sitting there, he's like, it felt easy to him. He could just record like that all day. He wanted to try something new. He probably wanted a challenge, right?
When you say that style of music, what do you mean by that? Just to sort of like
The sound my fans know me to have.
So, but you're not afraid to experiment, like on Rest My Case, because you know, there's a lot of different sounds. Like it's just a different departure from what people are used to.
you also challenge the aesthetic, like people saying, well, was it face painting or painting your nails and doing these different sort of style things? Like, what's inspired that to do those different things too?
The nails came after the face. I was just playing with my face and I actually liked it. You should try it.
I'm saying, I gotta check with the wife, but she's with it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. Like you said, you and your wife, that you're into that sort of the style of it and doing it together and dressing a certain way at times, right? It's not just you yourself, but also in the relationship. Right?
She be having fun with me.
I like the way he gets when he talks about her. That's nice. Like, again, you see this person, like, you know, he's a tortured soul. You know, he's got that hard side of him. But it's nice to see this side as well.
You know, it's funny. Like when I was listening to My I Got a Family, you know, you had that one track, Cantrell Talk, and you said like you think the rap game is slowly fading away because of fans' expectations, right? Do you still feel that way?
I think people expect too much out this shit. All entertainment, right? At the end of the day,
Right.
you know, some people get caught up inside of it and actually get themselves fucked up, but it's all entertainment at the end of the day. And it's like, you know, they'll have their favorite rapper and this person fuck around and do something like just show a flaw that he have, or like, oh, he fake, so they go to the next rapper. Then they see the next rapper, this man human too, this nigga got some type of flaw too. So then they go to the next one. That shit gonna get old.
That's interesting that he says that, right? Like, I think, like, what comes to mind there just real fast is, like, I was thinking about people were saying how Quando Rondo was getting clowned because there was, like, that video of him screaming when his friend was getting pulled out of the SUV after they got shot at and his friend passed away. And that was a very human moment. It's like, you could have the hardest music, you could be the hardest person, but when your friend or one of your best friends is killed in front of you, like, you think that's not going to affect you in some way. That's a very human reaction, a human response. And I'm sure there was people who were like, oh, look, he's not really hard, he's not really whatever, and hopped off the bandwagon, right? Like, that's a very interesting analysis from him.
You know, the whole thing gonna get phony to me.
Do you feel like fans don't have that loyalty to the artist like how they used to back in the day?
I try not to really get into it because I know how fast it'll change on you. You know, like, you got your supporters, but like, they'll flip on you quick. Like, you do that one wrong thing and get that bad comment from them too.
Right.
Yes.
But your fans are sticking by you, man. Like, and according to the Illuminate in 2022, you're the third most streamed artist in the United States, right behind like Drake and Taylor Swift, man. Like, what do you credit to your success?
So much more to be done. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, I will say, like, again, my experience from exploring his music is that you guys are very loyal. And even in the sense that I've actually had very level-headed comments of people saying that, oh, this isn't my favorite version of YB, but I still listen to it, but this is my favorite, right? So even in that sense, like, when he's doing something or trying something new and it wasn't exactly what you liked, you're still showing that support. I think that's what a fan has to be. Like you can admit that it's not your favorite. It might not be your go-to thing to listen to, but if you're really a fan, you want to support them exploring and trying new things.
Right.
I don't really feel like nothing been done.
Really?
No,
Wow. You still feel like you're just never satisfied, right?
I ain't never satisfied.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more to be done.
But do you draw any motivation from how much your music does resonate? Like if you did it and the numbers weren't as big, would you still be as motivated? Does the success and the numbers and that know how big you are? Does that continue to motivate you to put out projects?
I just be having a point to prove or just be having something to say. I just be wanting to vent. Man, I wake up like 3 in the morning or some shit and just record myself. Like it's just therapy.
Still to this day, it's the same way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of musicians that refer to music as therapy. I myself use music as therapy, used it as therapy very heavily at different times in my life. So there's a lot of people that say that.
It's therapy, just something I do.
Wow.
I remember talking with you for Title a little while back, and I was trying to get you to like get competitive and say, is your name in the ring with these people, blah blah. But I think what's interesting about your success is that you don't look like you're really competing. Like you've always had your own lane. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about like these rapper lists or who's number one, or these kind of things, other than the numbers itself. Like it seems like you take pride in like you're not really competing with people. You've kind of carved out your own lane in what you do. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't think I could compete. I think I'd lose.
Really?
I don't know how to play the game. I just go.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never really been like had no type of structure or nothing.
That is super interesting that he says that. Very humble response, by the way, for somebody who is such a popular and highly streamed artist. For him to say that, but for him to say that there's no structure, I said that very early on in like listening to his music, that it didn't have that technical structure that you would typically assume from a song. But he's also talking about the structure of like the politics, I think, that go into these type of competitions and trying to compete for being on the top of these lists and stuff. I think.
Really?
I don't know how to play the game.
I don't know how to play the game, right?
I just go.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never really been like had no type of structure or nothing. I just go. Like even when it's time to drop, I just pick the songs out and I just go.
I don't know, man. The numbers and the stats.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
hanging
saying,
with
but
the
do
peers.
you want that accolade? That, like,
Goes by
what you
feel.
said, like you obviously know you've influenced the whole generation and influenced so many other rappers. Like, you'll hear big names like a Drake, a Cole, a Kendrick from another generation. Like, for your generation, do you want your name to be said like, oh, I got that from YoungBoy, or YoungBoy was what I was always bumping and what I was listening to. That's what inspired me.
I just want to be paid. I don't know, but I think this whole music thing, like every aspect of it, like it's all ignorance. I just want to be paid. Yeah, like, I don't care about all the extra shit.
That's how you judge success. It's just with the monetary, with the money.
Just want to be paid. Yeah.
That's super interesting. He said the music is all ignorance. I think it's really showing his current headspace, right? Like he was saying that he's lost his passion for music. He's lost his drive for like the love for music and all of that. That's so interesting that he said that.
And stay out the way.
Don't just eat.
Somebody was saying in
Enjoy
the comments too that he has like a goal. If he makes a certain amount of money, then he'll stop making music, right? Interesting.
Tirelessly at work.
Right.
How have you
Money.
Just want to be
Business.
paid. Yeah. And stay out the way.
Right.
How have you gotten those steps? Like, I guess moving from Atlantic to Motown and where you're at now, like, what do you think are some of the key things you've done that sort of like put your business in a better place, that you feel more comfortable, like you feel like you're getting your value out here in terms of what you create? What were some key moves you made to kind of put yourself in a better position?
I don't look at it that way neither, and I still don't feel like I did neither, because it's like no matter what I've gotten from someone, like it's somebody, like no matter if I got $2, it's actually somebody making $4 off my creation. So until I get the business down packed, like to where I go, like I done built my own team, like I don't need no label, like this whole system is what I built, and this is all I need to get everything I want from out of it. I'll be cool, but I don't feel like I did nothing no different.
So it's your battle to get like more ownership, like get your masters and get your situation like that.
I want every dime.
That's beat us.
You know, he could do it. He could do it because I say that because I'm curious, like, do you feel like he has big marketing and big, like, promotions for his albums, or do they just come out? Like, for him to say that he has no structure, I feel like if he has no structure, then he doesn't need those things, right? Especially at this point when he's number 3 most streamed artist. If there was ever a time for him to, like, do distribution himself, it would be now. Right? And now the fact that most distribution is digital, it's like you don't even need the same type of money backing as back in the day when we were talking about wanting to print off like hundreds of thousands, or maybe like for the big artists like millions of copies of like hard copies to be distributed, you know, either in the US or globally. But like now it's different. Everything's digital. I think he could do it. He should do it.
Word, that's what's up, bro.
Beat us, model.
Word, that's what's up,
I
bro.
would say I want every dime that my creation bring.
Yeah.
Like, I want every dime.
I remember that freestyle you did over the story of OJ, and you said you had a percentage in United Masters.
I haven't heard that yet. I'm gonna, you know what? Now that they mentioned it, I'm gonna check that out for Monday.
Story of OJ, and you said you had a percentage in United Masters.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you had like conversations with Steve Stout and.
Yeah, I talked to him before.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't even understand what's going on with that business right now. I need to check on
it. One more thing to look after.
Make sure, right? Checks and balances. Yeah. You know, young boy, we've been through like the blog era. We've been through like the SoundCloud era. And, you know, like you're like the king of YouTube, right? So like when did you realize like that platform was like the best place for you to get your music out?
I think I just realized that recently. But I always was like, YouTube, you ain't gotta go through no steps to upload it and to get your music out there. You just upload that shit there. It go out right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, say if you got something to say, you ain't gotta wait days until this whole situation over with for to throw it out there. Nah, you can answer right then and there.
Yeah.
And less clearances too, like samples and.
Yeah, YouTube just quicker.
It seems like you're not the type of person to hold any music back. Like, is that driving the label crazy?
I do got a lot of music I don't drop, though.
Oh, okay.
I do drop a lot of music, too. I don't really know how the business side of that be going. They don't really come at me with it.
On the business side, too, man, you know, a lot of these artists, you know, make their bread and butter on the road. But, you know, being that you here, you know, you haven't really been hitting the stage, you know, in a while. Like, do you miss that element of the game, is performing, touring?
It'll be fun to do, but I ain't fucked up about it.
You remember the last show you did?
I was in Florida somewhere, if I ain't mistaken.
Like, how do you even approach a set list? Because you have so many records. Like, it's like you're not, and also that you're not defined by like one record. You know, some artists it's like, oh, just play that one record we know, that's their hit. Like, do you pride yourself on that you're not known just for like one record? Like, you just.
I just go off the previous songs I released though. Just ask somebody around me. And just let it be.
Oh, just whatever the current project is.
Yeah, like for the show set, I just go after the previous songs I released. Or what I know they gonna want to hear for sure.
What are some of those? Like, what's like 3 essential, from your humble opinion, what's 3 essential songs from your catalog that you know like are kind of everlasting to your fans that they want to hear if they saw you live?
Valuable Pain. Outside Today. Or some shit like that. Slime Belief.
38 Baby.
Well, that was my next question. What's your top 3 projects? What's your top 3 projects you think you...
So you said Outside Today and Slime Belief. Those are both I haven't done yet, but Valuable Pain.
Put out.
I think 38 Baby too. Top. And Mine Got a Family.
Oh, there you go.
DJ Drama.
Yeah, you went with Drama. What made you go to do the Drama Gangsta Grills thing with that? What made you reach out?
Oh, no, you just used the Drama voice coming across a lot of tapes like as a kid or some shit. Or like shit that's like just drilled inside your mind.
Right.
Get a host for it. You ask me who? I'm a Drama.
Growing up, you know, you say your mom was always inspiration. You know, she used to rap as well. You had her on 38 Baby Part 2. What other rappers did you look up to growing up or listen to when you was a kid?
Like just local artists.
Okay.
From Baton Rouge.
All right.
If I ain't mistaken.
Speaking on a parental front, though, I know your dad, you know, he's locked up right now. And he has a song dedicated, Hey Pops. on I Rest My Case. Did you play that for him, or does he know about that? Or
I don't know if you know about it. I ain't play it for him.
oh, you didn't play it for him?
What inspired you to make that song?
You know, I was just gonna.
On I Rest My Case. Did you play that for him? It's a song dedicated Hey Pops. On he's locked up right now. And
This part, I know it's not him talking, but this part was just interesting to me because a lot of this interview, he's kind of been like looking down and like there hasn't been like extended eye contact. And this kind of immediately got my attention because now he's asking about his dad and look at this, right?
There's a song dedicated
Like that was a lot different than the previous
Hey Pops on I Rest My Case.
interactions.
Did you play that for him, or does he know about that? Or
I don't know if you know about it. I ain't play it for him.
oh, you didn't play it for him?
What inspired you to make that song?
Going off comments. You know, just wondering what he think about all this shit.
Yeah.
Like shit that other people have something to say about. Like what he think about it.
Mm.
Then it just went to the studio from there.
I like how you opened that record. You said like, "Hey Pop, you proud of me?" You feel like he might be proud of you at this point?
Yeah, I think he proud. I don't think he got nothing against none of this shit. I think he proud.
I was really proud of that moment that you did on Tyler the Creator's album as well, man. You shocked a lot of people with that collaboration.
Oh yeah, he was on Tyler's album. I should check that out too.
For sure. What you think shocked him about it?
I didn't think people were expecting that you could get busy like that. I think they just saw you in one lane, and then we heard you on Tyler's album. It was like, whoa, okay, NBA, and Tyler, they fuck with each other, and it was definitely a hit. It was a winner.
How did that come together?
I really don't remember.
Interesting that he would say that. That he's saying that people didn't really think you get busy like that. Like I've heard a lot of his stuff, and it sounds like he gets really busy. So unless it's like a very different lane, I haven't heard it. So maybe that should be something I check out on Monday as well. Let me know, guys. Let me know what the song's called. And I think I should check that out.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I think when it came out too, you was locked up. You couldn't be part of the video or stuff like that at the time, right?
I think I just remember meeting him. I don't remember how it happened though. And I don't think I did that song right then and there. Like as I met him, I think that song was sent to me.
But you killed it.
You killed it, man. You also killed it.
Thank you.
With Nicki Minaj on I Admit It. Y'all did a video for that one.
Yeah.
What was it like working with her?
It was nice.
I got to do the song called Nicki Minaj from him too. A lot of people were asking about that.
You got a couple of those.
Word.
You got a couple of those with Nick.
Yeah.
A couple of joints.
Two.
That's the thing. You don't mess with a lot of rappers, but when you do the collaborations, I was talking about that with you before. You have a lot of dope features like the Migos Need It joint.
Yeah.
You and Future with the Trillionaire joint. Like
I've
a lot of times, like you're very selective, right? Like you don't play nice with a lot of rappers. Like you're very selective of who you work with. But it seemed like when you decide to do it, the results are there.
You get to getting funny and tricky when you get to working with artists or trying to work with them. Yeah, then you get to getting weird.
Do you like vet who you want to work with? Because I'm sure you get asked all the time, right?
As far as like to do a song?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. Man, you can't pay me $1 million to do no song. Like, it don't work like that.
That was dope. See, that's interesting too because he said, I'm trying to get paid. And now in this part, he said, you couldn't pay me $1 million to do a song. So as much as he, I think, has lost his passion, that's still the artist inside him. That's still the artist inside him saying that I won't just do any song. Like I have to, it doesn't work that way. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
To do no song. Like, it don't work like that.
You got to actually feel the artist and get to know the person, right?
Yeah, it's like sometimes I just be want to have a conversation first. Just to see like what type of mind you got.
Right.
Like are we the same kind or something?
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah, he was very revealing to a different aspect of that when the Billboard thing, where you saying how like you don't necessarily trust people, right? Like you're very protective and guarded in terms of like people, like you said, people can be cruel, right? Everybody may not have the best
He said, I'm terrified of people, right? I'm terrified of people and people can be cruel.
intentions. Like that must be tough. Then the music industry is kind of built on a lot of that, right? Like a lot of not a lot of good characters out here in this space. So does that make it even more challenging to like maneuver in this business?
I just don't like people, period, though. Like at all.
Have you always been this way, or just kind of like being in this business is just condition you to it?
I always been distant.
Oh, okay.
I think this business made it worse.
Did you have conversations with Takeoff and Quavo? Because you're on the Unconfused project too, To the Bone, prior to getting on that record?
I think Quavo sent me the song.
Okay.
They came out here to do the video, but I think something happened, and it had me in a fucked up mood. So I had canceled the video. I regret it, though. It's okay, though.
It feels like you have a real good connection with Birdman. You know, you guys done some projects together.
5. They're my 5.
He's a good guy. How's your relationship blossomed throughout the years?
He just, dude, crazy. Like, he just talk a lot of shit, and I just like to sit there. They're my 5. I like when he pop that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always kind of been like distantly a fan of Birdman just because of the association of him and like the artists that I like. But I think with like the Lil Wayne situation, the way things kind of went down, I just wish it would have gone down a little bit differently.
Beatrice.
He been on that fucking nigga too. So. That's the same type of time. Fuck everybody for sure.
Is it difference because, you know, he's from New Orleans and you from BR? Like, is there still like a connection, or is it like a...
Yeah, you know, a lot of shit that's like go on in BR, you know, a lot of that shit stem from New Orleans. You know, that's like where the real gangsters come from. That's where a lot of shit got bloody at first. That's kind of like where we learned a lot of shit from. Yeah, it's a connection, though.
What do you think that is about Louisiana? Like, what does it breed, like that state?
Man, I think Louisiana's just different, bro. No matter where you at, a Louisiana nigga gonna stand out.
And it's also something in the blood, man. Louisiana, you guys, you know, you have Master P, you got the Cash Moneys, the Birdmans of the world, and you even kind of taking up that stance with your crew.
Why? But I'm just curious, why wouldn't they say Lil Wayne? Isn't he like the biggest thing that's ever come out of Louisiana until YoungBoy? I don't know.
And it's also something in the blood, man. Louisiana, you guys, you know, you have Master P, you got the Cash Moneys, the Birdmans of the world, and you even kind of taking up that stance with your crew, the Never Broke Again crew. You guys put the compilation. Talk about those guys and what makes them so dope.
Shit, what makes them dope? They my brothers. Like, say one of them send me a song and I'm listening, that bitch actually pressure.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really my brother rapping. Bitch. Like, I don't think a lot of them wanna rap. I think it's just something that the group into right now, and that a select few feel like they can make it. I think it's just something fun right now that everybody getting into.
Right.
And it's free money.
Right.
That's what podcasting should be, B-Dot. God damn it.
I stay telling people, like,
yeah,
man, you know how fast these people will give you like just $1 million or $200,000 just to sign you. Like, man, they giving anybody a deal today. And then everybody rap. So it's just free money.
Has your relationship with money changed?
What you mean?
Like, I remember one of the songs you talked about how like you spent $10 million on taxes.
That's like not being educated. Not knowing what the fuck going on and not spending my money right. And just having to double back and pay.
Another record, you say you had like 25 million before the deal and you came back and...
I'm fine.
Playing with a lot of big numbers, young boy.
I don't really have nothing to spend money on. So I don't really spend money like that.
Yeah, if you're stuck at home, like your options are quite limited, right? He's bought a beautiful home here. He's got a sick car collection. He could buy clothes, he could buy jewelry and stuff, but like at some point, if you can't leave, then you can't spend money on, like, let's say a jet, like to go travel the world, to go to like nice, hotels and like different places. Like you just, you're a little bit limited on what you could spend on.
I don't really have nothing I want, I don't know. My mindset, I just be want to make money so my wife could buy anything she want.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I had my fun.
He's still young though, he's like 23.
But B, you saw he got a financial advisor now.
Yes.
She don't look like she messing around with the young boy's situation, right?
I think she be on top of it.
So does she make you do investments and stocks and these kind of things, or?
Yeah, she be having me off into a lot of this shit. Whatever it's supposed to be.
Kind of follow her lead with a lot of that stuff, or trust her judgment?
Me not trust nobody.
Does Birdman give you like pointers too, when it comes to financial literacy and things like that?
We don't really talk about money.
Birdman doesn't talk about money.
Nah, like we be talking about like some shit that we like thinking about putting off, but as far as like just money, like we don't sit there talking about.
Hershey's Cookies and Cream. The sweetest collab ever.
I recommend Sensodyne Repair.
I found that part interesting when he said, well, so you trust her? And he's like, no, remember, I don't trust anybody, right?
Okay.
Enough, but as far as like just money, like we don't sit there talking about money.
Okay. I heard that you guys are working on a movie too, Baller Blocking, Part 2. So that's happening. Wow. Did you see the original?
Yeah. You liked it?
Hell yeah, Baller. That's a classic.
Classic.
you?
Come on, classic.
You watched it?
Classic.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Did you have to like take acting classes? Like, how was your acting? That's a no from YoungBoy. That's a big shoes to fill, man. Like, for following up with that classic. So
Think so?
hell yeah, man. I think it means a lot, to the world, but specifically to New Orleans and Louisiana. I think that's
culture.
It's a cultural moment. I'm looking forward to seeing you in it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it myself.
Oh, so it's all done?
No.
Okay.
We never started yet.
Oh, you started? Okay. And you also starting to Stop the Violence campaign, man. I like this. I like this direction that you're going in, YoungBoy. Can you talk about that initiative?
Yeah, I don't really want to get off into it.
Yeah.
Man, that shit, I don't know. I don't think it's just getting out of hand. There's a lot of like bitch ass niggas like starting to have dealings with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know how usually sometimes it would be like two gangsters like just lily at each other neck. And I like they got like real like bitches that's provoking and like just manipulating people. Like and I don't like it. I ain't cool with it.
Right.
Man, they got like just some bitch ass shit going on today, bro. That shit bullshit, bro.
You just ain't feeling it.
Yeah, just hey, stop the violence, man.
Right.
If you do something, just make sure it got a very good meaning, like the right reason behind.
Do something with intention.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like people just want to do things for clout, as they say.
They got babies killing babies, man. That shit.
Yeah.
But they got niggas that's 16 and walk up on you and switch you down.
Yeah.
That shit backwards.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about it. It's another bitch ass nigga though, who provoking this young nigga to walk up on you and hit you with this bitch though. Just cause he ain't really cut like that himself for to just walk up on you and just spank you right here. So he gonna tap Youngin. He know Youngin ain't got no mind. He know Youngin finna pop you in front of everybody.
Right.
No.
Impressionable.
Type of kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this shit just backwards. It's like
I like what he's saying here. Not the situation itself, but the specific thing that he's speaking on is definitely something that happens not just in this culture, but in other cultures too. That young people are easily manipulated, easy to bend and persuade. Right. So it's one of these things that you see in many different facets of life, where young people are used to carry out things that an older generation wants to have carried out.
No, got no mind. He know Youngin finna pop you in front of everybody.
Right.
No.
Impressionable.
Type of kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this shit just backwards. It's like I don't even want to
you
talk
see the
about
youth
that shit.
being taken advantage of in these
Yeah, man. Man, ain't no gangster shit going on right now, man. A lot of pussy shit. A lot of niggas getting ready to tell on each other too.
So you feel like even back home, do you feel like a responsibility to want to help some of those youth back in Baton Rouge?
Shit, I want to help the youth anywhere.
Anywhere. Okay.
That's dope.
A lot of understanding. I think like with a lot of the youth, once you like just actually see or just get that belief of knowing where you actually can go or just come in contact with and have, like, I think that's when you just try to see everything clear.
When did you realize that you started to have this impact on like the youth culture? Was there a moment specifically?
That shit just come from somebody saying, oh, they'll listen to you if you say this.
Right.
Like, it ain't nothing bad to say, so I see it. I hope they'll listen to me.
Yeah.
And like you said, it isn't like you trying to clean every single lyric. Like you're doing the best you can. But,
Yeah.
but more intentional in terms of like, I guess more like gun violence and things like that. That type of talk, unless it's warranted in a sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that conversation with Billboard, you say you're not going back to who you used to be. Who was that? Who was that person?
I can say a lot about that person. It just ain't the right person. Not the right person to be. It ain't smart. I don't know. It's like with everything, like you just accomplished or like just been given, like you'll be a damn fool if you stay the same. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That was dope. Everything you've been given and accomplished, you'd be a fool if you stayed the same. That was dope. I like that. That's the growth, right? That's the growth we're talking about. Like, no one's here saying that he didn't do the things that he did. But, you know, if you can show that you've genuinely changed and you're trying to make a difference, like, I think that's the part that's important to me.
given, like you'll be a damn fool if you stay the same. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
then like if I have to like get off house arrest and like to go back to the north side or something, like post the video, I got a big ass gun on me or something. I did all this to make it from this bitch. I told the guns and did all this shit to make it from right here. Just to come back with all this money and do the same thing. Right? That's like that's hustling backwards.
Nice,
You
man.
definitely you got your head straightened on right.
Yeah, that's a mature mindset right there. That's dope. That's what I say, man. Like, if you make it out, don't go back. There's no point. You can help people differently, but you don't have to go back.
Man. Because a lot of people, you know, they go back to this environment where it's like you said, hustling backwards. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think I heard the next album is Don't Try This at Home. Is that true? Don't try this at home?
Don't try this at home.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna talk crazy on them.
He's back.
You hear me say murder, man. I'm gonna talk crazy on them. But I'm letting you know though, don't try this at home.
Don't try this.
Oh, it's a
That's the concept of the album. Okay, that's interesting. He said, "Don't try this at home," and he's like, "I'm gonna talk crazy on it," but I'm letting you know. So it's a concept album technically, right? Because he's gonna talk about like murder songs and all that stuff, but he's saying, "Don't do this," right?
cautionary.
Yeah, it's all entertainment, bro. I'm gonna talk my shit and everything I talk. I'm letting you know, don't try this at home.
You feel like it's a thin line between like reality and entertainment, and sometimes people can't differentiate.
Entertainment and reality is very different, but I do think some of the entertainers make their entertainment their reality also. If I said that right.
Nah, you did.
You did?
Nah, like don't get me wrong too. Like a lot of people who you'll see today, oh, that's 100% who they is. Like I don't doubt it. Like a lot of rappers today, like man, half of them probably 100% who they is. But I guarantee you, bro, majority of them, nah. Like man, half of them probably 100% who they is. But I guarantee you, bro, majority of them, nah. Man, it'd be like this, bro. You'll look at all these rappers' videos. You're gonna see a gun in his video, right? You go to the next one, he got a gun in his video, right? Man, you gotta dig a little deeper sometime, bro. All right, now look at his mama. His mama ain't no gangster, so how the fuck is he a gangster? That shit don't be adding up, bro.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try it on. It's all entertainment.
So as far as like the sound of that, you know, is it gonna be a departure from where I rest my case is? Is it gonna? You say you're talking your shit, but sonically, like, what producers are you working with? Like,
I ain't pay attention to who did all the beats.
Okay.
I know D-Rock for sure, but I recorded it all by myself.
so you engineer by yourself too?
Yeah, just sitting out, recording myself. Now waited till I got the right amount of songs. Like I'm ready.
Is there a wish list of producers that you want to work with? Nobody. What about like maybe other artists?
Less features on recent albums too, right? Less features.
That's like that be in the moment too. I be wanting to work with people in the moment.
There's some people that I wasn't expecting. Like I saw you and Kalani do the record together. I was like, okay.
I think that was cool.
You do work well with others in the right scenario. So looking forward to that. But for the end of the year, I know we got this project. I know are you gonna beat last year?
How many more after that?
You had 8 last year.
I ain't gonna beat last year. That's just because I wanna learn how to structure that shit better.
Okay.
Just have a plan with each drop.
But how you feel, man? You gonna be doing more press this year? That's about it. This is gonna be the last one. Would you?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
I was gonna say, does this feel good? Yeah.
Yeah, come and talk to me.
Absolutely.
I think it was super insightful, man. You know, I think it's important. You know, like you said, the impact you have on the game for you to just share your thoughts and what your mentality is. You know, I think it's important. You know, you're a leader out here in the space.
I don't want to be responsible though. So I don't really want to be the role model.
You look at more yourself just as an entertainer, just trying to feed your kids. Biggie had that kind of mentality too.
Nah, boy, because at one point, man, this really was my life. Man, whatever you heard come out my mouth, say that actually went down yesterday or that went down last week,
Yeah.
Like, inside of it, and not like, nah, this shit entertainment. Nah, this is what it's finna be.
Do you feel blessed that you survived it? Like that?
Shit, yeah, man. Man, I got people that I love to this day, like, who still stay in the hood or who don't know what they finna eat today or who finna wake up and go to work. Like, shit could be so much worse. Like, I got brothers right now, like, who the world known me to be around. That nigga probably trying to figure out how you finna get some money before the day end. Like, shit could be way worse.
Granted, we're here in Utah, but whenever you are back home, what's it like? The energy, like, do people just run up on you and hands out?
They ain't never really seen me. Probably like, I don't know, somebody probably see me from Baton Rouge and think they see a ghost or some shit.
So it's like a myth.
Yeah, they never really saw me. I ain't never really performed there neither.
So it's definitely a demand.
Yeah, every time I went back there, only thing I can remember right now is this. Shit, what we finna post up at? Alright, let's head dog. And just during it, you making sure every car, you know that pull on side you a stick hanging out that bitch. Yeah? That's all it really is when you there. What we finna post up at?
Right.
And that's that. Just watching yourself and letting time fly by.
Yeah. So when you do come back home, whenever you decide to, it will be a big homecoming.
I don't really plan on going. I don't plan on going back.
Yeah.
To visit for a funeral for now. I don't plan on going back.
I mean, it's not too many rappers that's doing it big in Utah, so I think you have a whole state on lock.
Appreciate you, young boy. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Rap Radar Podcast. Yeah.
Nice. That was cool. That was a long one. Holy cow. We just sat here for 53 minutes. That was a good one. That was good. And he definitely opened up a lot more by the end of the interview there. So that was cool. He was just so timid to start, and like I liked it at the end because then you kind of saw him open up more and be able to talk, and it wasn't so quiet and like shy. It was cool to like get a little bit more insight in like his thought process and stuff, and I'm glad I checked that out. If you guys are still here with me, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.